Hey, it's Collector Dude. I'm back with another video of the Marvel Comics poster book with Alex Ross artwork, and it is still getting better. As always, I just love his artwork. This is Cyclops this time. We're starting off with him. Try to get in all of his X-Men characters that he's been painting. So here we go. Here's what he says about Cyclops. Since I say that I love the boring, responsible guys who make sure their teammates do what they're supposed to, it will come as no surprise that Cyclops has always been my favorite X-Man. So from a power level grading, the guy who can blast things with a look seems like he'd be the one you would listen to anyway. The straight-laced Scott Summers always seemed to carry the burden of his team on his shoulders. So, got pretty broad shoulders there, Scott. You know, like the kind of like the Buccaneer boots as well, and everything. That was a style there. Cool. Let's see. As well as the confining nature of his dangerous superpower. Okay. His loss of Jean Grey Phoenix would also come to define him as a wounded figure. Even when they brought Jean back from the dead, he didn't seem to stop being that person who had been through too much tragedy. Yeah, wow. The simplicity of his design was a sign of his nature. Despite updates to his costume over the years, yeah, and they did do a lot of them, he always wore a slight revision of his original black and yellow team school uniform. Cool. All right. Let's see. Make sure I find my place. There we go. Since he and the others were teenagers when their teacher, Professor X, originally formed the team, the impact of those days always seemed to act as a subtext to Cyclops' personality, and that he didn't want to move on from that first bonding experience with others who were like him. See, Alex always thinks about these things. I'm not sure if he gets his makes up his opinions over time just from experience, just from reading and everything like that. He's pretty good at articulating this stuff. Aside from updated visors or hood or head coverings or no head coverings, Cyclops has mostly worn a dark blue or black nondescript superhero outfit, as if it were the mutant school's standard issue uniform. And kind of like black like his brother and everything, Havoc. But this is blue here. And since he was talking about no hair or no cover on his head, I got this comic book here, Marvel Snapshots, X-Men, with Alex painting Scott with no covering on his hair, which is cool. I like that. I think this is like the 90s with Jim Lee and everything. Very cool. All right, let's go to another one. Here we go with Phoenix. Very cool. He doesn't have her as Marvel Girl, and then he has it as Phoenix. Cool, simple costume. Cool. She reminds me of a girl I know. Her name was Kelly. She looks like that. She had red hair like that. Very cool. I like that gold. I mean, just a simple Phoenix on the chest there. Very cool. This one is about Phoenix. Okay, another of Dave Cockrum's great contributions to comics is the refreshed look to Jean Grey, who matured from Marvel Girl to goddess level Phoenix. Wow. Okay, the build-up that writer Chris Claremont and artist Cockrum made to Phoenix's birth or rebirth was the culmination of their overall take of the original X-Men. Now only Cyclops remained the same, albeit with a nifty new visor. Cockrum's translation of the green and yellow colors of Marvel Girl's costume into chartreuse and gold hues, with the inclusion of opera gloves and thigh-high boots, was a staple of his approach. It looks really cool. But it elevated her to look as impressive as the power she now manifested. Jean may not have been perceived to be as cool a mutant as her original teammates, as this inspired the idea of advancing her telekinetic gifts to a level where she was now the most powerful being on Earth. Wow. Her story would lead to one of comics' most beloved, memorable, and argued over epics, where she became corrupted as the Dark Phoenix, which is cool now because they got her, he has her painted in the Villains Timeless covers, which is going to be cool, as the Phoenix with the red and gold costume and her eyes glowing and everything. It's really cool. I can't wait to see that and do a video of that coming up, because he's doing the comic books now and I got them all ordered. I'm going to make sure I keep getting them ordered and everything, and also order some for giveaways. Okay. Let's see. Where she became corrupted as the Dark Phoenix and would endanger the universe itself before she heroically ended her own life. Wow. Things didn't end there, of course, but this tale marked one of the most impactful moments that grounded the X-Men as the most consistently popular comic book team ever. Wow. I read this important issue when I was the impressionable age of 10, and I always saw it as a game changer in terms of my appreciation for the art form itself. Just beautiful. Very cool. Let's go on to another one. Now we got Iceman. This is very cool. I'm not sure if he made him like where you could see through him or anything like that. That'd be cool though. Let's see what he says about Iceman. I was first introduced to Bobby Drake Iceman in the first comic ever purchased for me, Spidey Super Stories, a tie-in to Spider-Man's appearances on the Electric Company. That's cool. I may have known of him before the Human Torch, making the frost-covered Iceman my first elemental hero, a feature I adored. This early exposure made every other time I saw him stand out. I was excited by his look of the blue-white translucent hard edges, which I found easy to distinguish from the smooth, chrome-lined, accented Silver Surfer. He's got like a square head and everything. Okay, here we go. Nova came downstairs and attacked me, so I had to stop the video real quick. But you probably would have liked that though. She's cute. But we got her a new outfit, or Janet got her a new outfit. It's got it's a little body cover thing, goes over her whole body. It says Wakanda Forever on it. She's like a Black Panther. She's cute. Okay, now we're back to this Silver Surfer. Any character that was an inhuman color always appealed to me, and Marvel Comics had a lot of them. Whereas Iceman's original appearance in the X-Men series was as more of a snowman. Remember that. Jack Kirby refined the look to be hard ice, before he left the book as penciler. The new X-Men split up the old team, leaving only Cyclops behind at first. Okay. And I see that's kind of like the cover too, when they jump through and the new X-Men come through, and Cyclops is behind them all. You see, but as the years went on, Iceman will remain a recurring member. In the early 80s, he joined Spider-Man along with a female fire elemental named Firestar, which I love those cartoons. On the cartoon Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That was cool. That was so cool. This popular kids show likely introduced a far greater number of people to him, as well as to many extended members of the Marvel Universe, like the X-Men themselves, who made their television debut on this program. In painting my portrait of Iceman, I studied a translucent bust for the light distortions that are similar to ice. That's cool. That's why I was wondering whether they made him where you could see through him or not. Very cool. Okay, let's go on to another one. Here we go with the Beast. Very cool. I like him in the movies too. Very cool. Powerful. Look at his big feet, everything, the claws and everything. Man. Okay, let's see what he says about the Beast. The classic X-Men's most popular member may well have proven to be the Beast, but long after he was part of the team. When he was first designed, he was the least exaggerated of the Kirby Hulk Thing body type. Yeah, I remember that, just being in human flesh and everything. With only hairy arms and feet to relate his beastliness. Initially, the Beast didn't embody the potential of his code name, but other creators would fix that. With an experiment done on his mutant genes, Beast Hank McCoy caused his own transformation into a more fearsome, fur-covered, pointy-eared, fanged, and clawed creature. Wow. Cool hair. And there's the clawed creature. Wow. His fur coloring started a dark gray, but switched over to somewhat standard deep blue, which is repeatedly used to highlight black costumes, eventually leading them to become blue altogether, as with Spider-Man, for example. Okay. This change in his coloring and his induction into the Avengers gave the Beast a new sense of identity that made him popular with readers. Cool. Okay, he also joined the Defenders along the way, as well as X-Factor, and then back to the X-Men again. The Beast, Hank's brilliant mind, was balanced with his charming, easygoing nature as he accepted his physical circumstances and even embraced them. Yeah, that would be kind of hard when you think about it. Well, he looks cool. But how would you deal with that in real life? It's like different things you deal with. It's like, wow. You see, the timeless version of this character is one of Marvel's most likable personalities. Wow. Okay, let's get another one in here. He looks cool. This is Angel. He's in his red and white costume now here. I want to see when I'm not sure, was it the blue and white one first? And then or was it red and white first? We'll see. Because I know he was like the other uniforms that they had when they first came out. And everything with the red, yellow, and blue. And he had the suspenders or something on him. Let's see. He looks really cool though. The wings are beautiful. And the gold boots and everything. Let's see what he says about the Angel. The X-Men's original emblematic star, who was featured flying above their book's logo, was Angel. The sight of the hero with white wings would remind people of one of the heavenly emissaries for which he was named, and was also the simplest graphic representation of a mutant to date. All right. And that's really cool too. I like the gold halo there. The boots are cool. Okay. The power of flight is immediately assumed to be his mutant ability, and the visual combination of two species was easy to understand. I feel a personal connection to Angel because of his being featured on the cover of the second issue of my career-establishing series, Marvels. Yeah. The cover was turned into a promotional poster by Marvel, making it the image most readers first saw of my work. I grew up with both the redesigned Neil Adams Angel costume and got to experience the Jack Kirby original uniform through reprints. Okay, this character may have been the prototypical mutant who wore the most basic version of the team's gear without any alterations over the years. When the group varied their look by using differentiation through color, Angel got a somewhat mismatched primarily yellow outfit. Okay, Adams created a unique suit in black and white that would put Angel on another level. Wow. Okay, his time spent on the group of champions along with fellow X-Man Iceman gave this look an update to red and white. Cool. This suit would be used in many of his greatest stories, arguably becoming his most iconic look. Wow. I'd like to see him. Did he paint him as Archangel? I'm not sure if Alex painted him that way or not, but just very cool. I like how the wings look there, the feathers and everything. Wow. He's a cool looking character. Okay, let's go on to another one. Here's a really cool one. Look at Colossus. Wow, man. He looks cool. I love to see him in a movie like that. That is so cool. He looks huge. And he is huge. What's he, like 7 foot something? Wow. Let's see. Okay. When I got my first X-Men comic in 1976, it was number 100, and I was most taken with the tall, metal-skinned Russian with the nifty shoulder pads. Yeah, he looks cool. Within Colossus also lay my general confusion with the new X-Men. I was familiar with the original team at the age of 6, and I saw the new members as less simple definitions of what kind of mutant variations they represented. Storm was a manipulator of elements, but not as easy to decipher as Iceman. Wolverine was a feral creature, but then so was Beast, and also Nightcrawler, so it took investigation of their nuances to fully see their differences. Okay, very cool. Like the gauntlets or the wristbands. Look at the knuckles and everything. Ouch. Get whacked with them. I like the belt. These are cool. The knee, kind of like the knee pads covering the knees, the design and everything. Very cool. Okay. Colossus was a metal man, unlike a robot or metal suit like Iron Man. The idea of an organic metal body was something cool and unique, but it took some getting used to. Colossus was another Dave Cockrum co-creation, and he wore the impressive clothes of a hero I always felt could lead the group. Since his characterization as a young mutant never fully went away, Pyotr Rasputin, Colossus, is a character who has the potential to be an even more popular hero, were he to assert himself further. Okay. Very cool. I like him in the movie too. Let's see. As Marvel's own Man of Steel, I have always been drawn to him as a hero, and I make my best effort to paint his appearance as cool as I've always seen him to be. And he does. Wow, man. Very cool. The arm muscles and everything. Very cool. All right, let's see who we go to next here. Okay, now we got Nightcrawler. Look how cool he looks. Wow, man. He was done well in the movies. I liked how he was. Powerful, fast. Just wow. When they used him as a weapon, man. Look at him. Very cool. Okay, let's see what Alex says about him. The character concept that goes the furthest back for artist-creator Dave Cockrum is Nightcrawler, who he had designed years before. He added him to his line of mutants for the new X-Men. When Cockrum was still serving in the military before starting work in comics, he developed this devilish-looking hero. He almost gave Nightcrawler to another group lineup he redesigned years before the international idea of a super team took hold at Marvel. Nightcrawler did not specifically come from German origins, but it fit him well in the years to come when writer Chris Claremont would build on that background to create the Kurt Wagner persona. Okay. Distinctive to Cockrum's design is the curly hair he gave Nightcrawler, but quite often this is a detail that artists forget or remove from his look. The blue-black tint to his skin and hair is a challenge to create in painting in terms of how dark it should be taken. Yeah, because he looks cool. Wow. Those ears too. He looks cool. Okay. Let's see. Distinctive to Cockrum's design is the curly hair he gave Nightcrawler, but quite often This is a detail that artists forget or remove from his look. The blue-black tint to his skin and hair is a challenge to recreate in paintings in terms of how dark it should be taken. Yeah. His costumes, black areas are full, solid black, that most everyone who illustrates him gets right, given that they have the red and white areas to offset it. Nightcrawler and Colossus share the wide shoulder pad aesthetic that Carcom used on quite a few of his most distinctive character designs. Yeah, that looks cool though. Really cool. Okay, although that detail has never been translated to film, it still recurs in the comics medium as a visual that possibly only works there. Yeah, I don't know if it's hard to make them stand up or something like that or what. Okay, I'd be happy to see it in a film though. Yeah, it would be cool. I wonder if he wears a size 38, whatever, like the size of the feet and everything. Wow. Never seen him in shoes before. He's very cool looking though. Let's see who else we can get in. Here we go with Wolverine. Very cool. Like the leather boots. The brown leather that looks cool. See what he says about Wolverine. The look and feel of Logan Wolverine is the result of many creators who each contributed an essential part or essential piece of the character's look. The idea to make Wolverine a Canadian superhero prompted the adoption of the small North American mammal as the character's inspiration, which had mostly to do with the cool-sounding name. Cool. John Romita Sr. designed him to have a Claude Farrell short-eared costume with whiskers drawn on. Yeah. Someone else decided to color his costume yellow, blue, and red, and he was eventually launched and refined by other artists. Okay. Okay. Let's see. When Dave Cockrum illustrated the new X-Men, he established Logan's unique hairline, which looked the same out of costume as in it. Once John Byrne took over the series, his embrace of the character as a particular favorite amplified Wolverine's appeal. Byrne's hirsute embellishment of Wolverine and the character's elevated underdog status made him one of the most relatable heroes in comic history. Eventually, Byrne added what is known as the brown costume, which Wolverine would wear off and on for years to come. As a kid who saw this evolution firsthand, it wasn't hard to understand Wolverine's ascent to superstar, and I particularly loved the more earth-toned look that linked him to the scrappy animal he is named for. A life-size head bust I designed, sculpted by Mike Heel, is what I use to pose for lighting this mostly unchanging design to Logan's face and mask. Very cool. I'm not sure if you can still get those. You might be able to get them on eBay, but it's probably a lot of money. It's cool. He's got the brown and the tan, and then he's got that bright red belt. He's very cool looking. Wow. Okay, we got one more to do. Okay, we got, last but not least, the lovely Storm. Very, very cool. And I saw, like in Dave Cochran's, one of the books I have, her evolution, where she was like a cat, and he combined other things from other characters. He had to come up with this final creation of Storm. It's just awesome when you see this, because I've done that too when I've created characters. And if you've ever created a character yourself when you were a kid, you've done it too. It's just really cool when you do that. You look back at some of the stuff you did when you were a kid, you're like, what was I thinking? Or, that is really cool. So, very cool eyes. Let's see now. Storm. Dave Crockett's design for Storm is quite likely the most recognizable African superhero design. Unlike the Black Panther, who is entirely covered, Storm is clearly identifiable as a black person. She was also more visible to millions of people as part of the tremendously impactful X-Men group that Dave Cockrum redesigned, who have been consistently popular for the past 40 years. Wow. Yep. Cool thing there. Gold gauntlets, wristbands. The cape is cool. And the holes in the boots, that's cool too. It's different. I like to see Halle Berry dressed like that. That would have been very cool to see her like this. Okay. Let's see. Part of her unique look is her white hair, a sign of her mutant powers, which contrasts strikingly with her skin tone, a balance exploited in a great many designs for superheroes of color. Also distinctive to Cockrum's rendition of Storm is a certain cat-like shape to her facial features, which is a holdover from his original designs that planned for her to be a half-human, half-feline character. I remember seeing that in the Cockrum book that I have. It's really cool. The classic Storm costume is what I delight in drawing every chance I get to depict her. The midriff joining of her form-fitting top and bottom creates an hourglass shape with her thigh-high boots and short cape, completing the elegant look. Storm always seemed like stylized royalty in her superhero genre. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Her ascension to becoming a team leader was a personal development that fulfilled greater potential. The construction of this mural group the creation of this mural group shot had her position at its center from the start. I wanted her placement to draw attention to Marvel's long history of greater representation for all people in the ranks of their heroes. So yeah, she looks cool. All right, let me get to that last poster so you can see that. Okay, here we go with this poster here. It's in the back of the very last page, but here's all the characters together. That is so cool. And here's the second fold. How you put them all together like that, that is cool. Then we go out. Like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, look at all these characters. And you got this one here. And then the very first one here. Like I said, you can just look at this for hours, I think. Just keep looking at every single character, how you put them all together, how you design them all separately, and then they put them all together in the group shot here. But then when you see them separately in the posters, it's cool too, because you can really check out every single detail that's not covered up by another character. You see Vision's in the background, all the rest of them in the background, Silver Surfer and everything. The only ones you can see fully are like the ones in the front here. You can see like Shang-Chi, you can see most of him, but then Human Torch, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Daredevil there. You can see Thor's mostly covered up. But just so cool, and then you see mostly a Storm there, that's cool. And Wolverine, since he's shorter, they got him in the front there, and Nightcrawler crouching down. But you see the heights. You can see is Colossus taller than the Hulk, and you see Hulk is taller than the Thing, which I thought so. Wow, this is just beautiful. And I got to check and see what other standees I can pick up, because I want to add them to the ones I have in the back there. It's really cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me know if you got this book. Look how beautiful that is. And then they got it, like you said, they got it on the office of the Marvel offices and everything. Because these are the ones I have now. And I got to get more. I'll try to get more and everything. But let's look at the one in the front again, just real quick. Here it is right here, just how they have it painted on the walls. Or I'm not sure how thick the material is, but like you see, he's holding it up here so they can flatten it down. I'm not sure how thick the paper is, but it's probably pretty thick, so they can smear it or get all the air bubbles out so it sticks to the wall there. And how many sections they have. I wonder how the sections are, how they put it together. And then it's down here. You see it on the wall here. That is very cool. Look at that. What's this? They got some type of camera or something over top there. They'll probably, I wonder if they'll move that out of the way. Just really cool. All right, well, that's it of the book. Everything. Hope you enjoyed that. I really love this. I hope I can get one and give it away as a prize eventually. But thank you very much for watching, you guys. Let me know what you think. You guys have a great day, and Collector Dude is out.